I don't know if today's a historic day or just a slap in the face. The coronation of Queen Elizabeth II cost the UK public in 1953 over £900,000. In today's money, that came to around 20.5 million, which is a far more modest sum compared to her father, George VI, whose coronation in 1937 cost the UK public well over £400,000, 454,000 to be exact, and yes, I am reading that. In today's money, that's 24.8 million, which at the time was the most expensive coronation of any royal in 300 years. Now, today, the coronation of Charles cost the UK public well over, apparently, 100 million. But the thing is, there's no exact figure, and there never will be, because today, the government and the palace will not reveal how much it cost. So this will probably be the first time where we will never know. Nobody will know. So the taxpayer, you and me, are paying upwards to over 100 million, perhaps, for this fucking charade, whatever you want to pronounce it, a fucking joke in the midst, and this is probably why they haven't said how much it costs, in the midst of a cost of living crisis, in the midst, arguably, of the second Great Depression, coming out of all sorts of lockdowns and what have you, something nobody ever wants to talk about. This is where money's going. This is where your money's going. So when they tell you that, it was only how long ago? A few weeks ago, you had Rishi Sunak telling people that they have to accept they're going to be poor. Tell it to these fucking useless bastards who do what? The people who work and contribute to the economy are being fucking mugged 100 million, perhaps, to pay for this. Whilst a family born in the privilege continue to just sit in their fucking ass, saying they contribute by showing up to events, waving and cutting fucking ribbons. Any ball bag in the street could do that. It is a slap in the face to anyone deluded enough to want to celebrate today. It is your right to do so, but speaking of right to do so, it is in a free society. Everyone else is right if they choose to protest such fucking bullshit. And you're seeing worrying scenes in the news right now in a free, like I said, a free country, of protesters being arrested there and then for protesting against this. In what world other than North Korea or China is that acceptable? So these same people, and I actually will speak directly to people that I usually align with, those in favour of free speech, supposedly, are the exact people I'm seeing today crying with an offence. How dare anyone not celebrate the king? How dare you not swear your allegiance to the king? Get a fucking grip. It's 2023. Far, far, far more important things to be worrying about. Your own individual fucking liberty is more important. Imagine swearing your allegiance to anybody but yourself. Have some fucking self-respect. That's my take on it, at least. So it's just a bit of a joke that we live in a place where you can't even question it. You can't question any of this. When the Queen died, there was no room at all, apparently, for any conversation over this. I've seen on the news today the media congratulating and patting the state in the back for such a swift transition of power, without anyone objecting to it. Anyone who did object to it was immediately silenced, and that was it. So there was no room for debate. The Queen was the longest serving monarch in history, I think. That her reign, I think, even as someone who's a critic of the royals, could have been seen as a legacy, as a lasting piece of the puzzle. And now let's have a conversation about where we go from here, how to modernise the thing, or how to just scrap it all together. But no, there was no room for any of that debate at all. It was, let's just get the next guy in before the peasants start revolting. It's a fucking joke. The whole thing's revolting. It's a piss take. I'm sure many of you will agree. I'm sure many of you won't. But that's the beauty of conversation, I suppose. Something that I will always welcome. And it's a shame that the fucking state, who rely on your taxes to fund this piss take, cannot, and it's the only word I can think for it, cannot also participate in such a free debate. Isn't that such a shame? So just think about that the next time that they tell you you live in a free and open society and a democracy, because you don't. The head of state isn't chosen by us, it's chosen by the fucking bloodline that they're born into. The whole thing stinks. And you know it, and I know it. And the inevitable arguments that they always make about how the royal family bring in so much for tourism. One, you're not standing at the airport every day asking each and every fucking tourist why they're in the country. Secondly, look at countries like Italy and France that get by just fine tourism wise, even Ireland, without having a royal family. A royal family steeped in corruption. Well, I'm not even getting any of that. I think, considering so many people who are in favour of the royals are British patriots, which is, I've no objection to. If you want to be a British patriot, that's your God-given right. But it's a little bit ironic that their argument is always they do so much for tourism. Surely you should have more faith in your country as it stands, as itself, to bring in tourists than relying on an outdated, archaic regime. As an Irish Republican, believe it or not, one of my most favourite places in the world to visit is indeed Britain. So I'm sure there's many tourists around the world that have that exact same outlook. So I just think you should have anyone watching this from the UK, anyone who's pro-royal watching this, you should have a little bit more faith in your own country that it can stand on its own 2 feet in the world in 2023 without robbing your fucking citizens blind and not having the balls to tell them how much it cost and slapping them in the face whilst glorifying a family that couldn't give two fucks about you. So that's my take. Do you know what it is, guys? Stay sovereign and remember that you're the only person in your life that truly is sovereign. You're answerable to nobody in your life, certainly no fucking unelected king, no one other than yourself. You're your own supreme ruler, just as I am mine. Stay sovereign, take it easy, peace and love, bye bye.